Welcome, everybody. It's been a while since I recorded a floor practice, so I thought it was a beautiful day outside. It's the beginning of a long weekend. What better way to start the weekend off than with a heart-opening practice? And it's a good idea to focus on this area of the body, both physically and emotionally. From a physical standpoint, the thoracic spine is the most rigid part of the body. And it's designed by nature to be that way because of all the important organs that live within the chest, the heart, the lungs. So it forms a protective cage around those organs to keep them safe. From an emotional standpoint, this is where we feel love, joy, compassion. And in the back of the heart, sometimes that's where sadness and loss lives. It's also the center of healing energy in the body that you can channel wherever you would like it to go. So these have been very difficult times, and with all the fear and anxiety and anger and tension in the world, it's very easy to want to close up, to shut down, to protect oneself. So what I'm suggesting that we do today with our practice is to allow this to open, both as a source of healing for ourselves and for other people we come in contact with. So as always, we begin our practice with a centering. So find a comfortable way to sit, whatever that happens to be for you. And if your hips are a little tight, you can simply roll, letting your head relax, letting your shoulders relax. Maybe rocking a few times forward and back. Just checking out what's going on with the back, with the chest, with the shoulders. And then bringing that to stillness, allowing your eyes to close or gazing softly at the floor, whichever feels most comfortable, most accessible for you. Begin to turn your attention to your breath. Following each breath from the very beginning of the inhale to the very end of the exhale. And letting the breath inform you as to how your body is feeling, how your energy might be, if there are any emotions that you bring to your practice. Maybe even where those emotions are felt most strongly. Noticing the busyness of your thoughts and encouraging them to settle, to ground, to be quiet for a while, just by focusing on the breath. Letting that breath get a little bit deeper now so that it begins way down in the belly, travels upward through the chest to your shoulders, and exhaling from the top down, shoulders, chest, and belly. The breath is full and deep, but without any effort or struggle. Perhaps letting your attention rest right on your heart center. and allowing that part to expand as you breathe in and to sink back comfortably as you breathe out. And whatever you may have planned for later today, or what may have happened earlier in the day, allow yourself to be 100% present in this moment. The next time you exhale, release that three-part breath. Allow your natural breath to come back. Take a moment to notice how you feel. And we'll bring our centering to close by bringing hands to prayer position and joining our voices in the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om. Shanti. Peace. May we all know peace. So let's begin by breathing the arms up and exhaling, floating them down. Lifting your chin as you breathe in and letting your chin fall towards your chest as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And this time, bringing your hands in front, bringing your palms together, tucking your chin, rounding your spine. And as you inhale, sweeping your arms back like wings. And exhale, bringing it forward. Breathing in and out. Making a sound with the exhale, if you like, which will help you relax. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's do that once more. Breathing in, opening wide. Exhale, closing. Breathing the arms up. Reaching for the sky. Maybe stretching, climbing, hand over hand. Reaching up and put a lot of energy in that reach and pull. Breathe in, reach and pull. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. And then coming back again into seated mountain. Allowing your left elbow to bend as you cradle it with the right palm. Shoulders back, elbows back. Breathing into the space in your heart. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly release, noticing how you feel. And we'll do that on the other side. Deep breath in. I'm going to climb a little bit higher, reaching and pulling. Just feeling a nice side stretch. Coming back again into mountain. And transitioning now, bending the right elbow. Elbows back, shoulders back. And you can even pat yourself on the back for doing your practice today. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And release. Let it go. And take a moment to just observe how you feel. So I'm going to put my cushion aside. Don't need it right now. And I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together in Baddha Konasana, the bound angle. So making sure you're sitting up straight. If your back has a tendency to round, you will want to stay seated on your cushion so the knees can fall below the hips. So let's butterfly the knees. Breathing in and lifting. Breathing out and lowering. Breathing in and out. So there's no rush here, just noticing what's showing up in the inner thighs and the hips. One more time, lifting and lowering. So this time, wiggling up straight out of the back and just letting yourself fold forward. So remembering to keep your shoulders gliding down your back. As you breathe, thinking about extending over that space. Let's hold here for one more breath. And then exhaling, coming back up. So we'll do a variation of the bound angle, which is called the tortoise. If for whatever reason that's not accessible to you today, you can stick with the butterfly. But I'm going to move my feet a little further away from my torso and thread my arms underneath. Take a deep breath in and begin to reach forward, bringing the forehead down, easing into the fold, shoulders relaxed. You can even move your head from side to side, just to open the neck and the shoulders. One more breath, one more little bit of lengthening. And then on an inhale, release, come up. Gently bring your knees together and stretch your legs out. Let's tap them out. So I know that you've all done yoga before, so it's important to remind yourself that if I stay in a pose a little longer than you'd like, feel free to come out at any time, or if you choose to stay a little longer, feel free to do that as well. It's your practice. So I'm going to open my feet wide apart, nice wide V, hands behind for support. Just lift the hips and move them slightly forward. Wonderful. And just begin to circle. Just begin to circle. Nice and slow, letting everything relax, like overcooked spaghetti. And then let's circle a few times in the opposite direction. Bringing that to center. So let's turn and face the left leg and just walk the fingers out. Doesn't matter how far you go over the leg. You want to keep the back straight. Feeling a nice deep stretch in the hamstrings, shoulders relaxed. Let's walk the fingers back now. Take a breath and turn to the other side. So we're facing the right leg now and walking the fingers away. Nice deep fold. Lots of length in the back from tailbone to crown. And then walking the fingers back. So turn and face the front and just creep your fingers forward. Little spider fingers. Find a place where you can hang out. If you need to be up higher, you can drop down on your forearms. Or if you're feeling very limited range of motion, you can just put a cushion or a block under your hands, wherever is comfortable, and just hang out. Letting your breath go to wherever the sensation is the strongest. As you're holding, perhaps you can creep a little further. Remember, you're the best judge of what feels right for your practice. We'll creep the fingers back now, and we'll go into a side bend. So when we come out to the side, think about bending directly out over the leg, not rolling forward or not rolling back. So I'm going to take my left hand to my left leg and just reach that right arm up. So a nice side stretch to begin with, and then adding to that as much bend as feels right to you. Fingertips reaching towards the toes and letting that right shoulder roll back, opening the heart. Let's take a deep breath in and use the strength of that right arm to come up. Take a breath so you can just check in with how that feels. And we'll go to the other side. Left arm reaches up, right arm to the right leg, and over you go. Moving slowly, mindfully, so you know where is the best place for you to stop. Finding that nice deep breath. Let's put lots of energy in that left arm to bring us back up. Bring it down. Take a breath. Good. Bring your legs together and let's come into a squat. So if your heels don't touch the floor, you can roll up a blanket or a towel or something to give you a little height in the heels. Shift your weight back to the little toe sides of your feet. Allow your arms to press gently against your inner thighs to open. And press your hands in prayer position to your heart. And breathe. If you like, you can move your hands away from your torso and just allow your forehead to rest on your fingertips. Nice deep breaths here. Continuing to shift the weight to the little toe sides of your feet. Great. And then bring your hands down to the mat, drop your knees, and let's sink back into child pose. You can let there be a nice amount of space between your knees so your belly can breathe. You can wave your hips from side to side. Arms can extend in front or be placed back by the soles of your feet. Let's take 3 more breaths. And on an inhale, bring yourself back up. And take a breath. So one of the deepest stretches for opening the heart is the Camel, Ustrasana. And it's kind of a challenging posture. It's a profound heart opener. It's a very deep back bend, but there's lots of ways to modify it. And I'm going to show you what you can do. So I'm going to turn sideways. With Camel, it's important to remember that although your shoulders are going back, your hips are moving forward. So rather than sinking back, you're going to be pressing forward. So let's just warm up a little bit. Let's just bring the hands on either side of the sacrum. Press the hips forward, let the shoulders go back. So you can keep your head and neck in a comfortable position. You can keep your chin tucked to your chest if that feels better. So just warming up. Good. So to do the pose, as I said, there's lots of options. You can always stay with the warm-up if that works best for you. Or you can curl your toes under and reach back one hand at a time, extending the other arm up. Or if you'd like, you can reach back with both hands, bring the chest forward, bring the hips forward, shoulders back, head looking up. The other option is to use your yoga tie. And you can thread the tie under your ankles. So this would allow you to bring the shoulders back and the hips forward. Again, chin can be tucked or head can look up. So if you're ready, let's do it together. Let's warm up again just a little bit. Pressing the hips forward, shoulders back. So we're just kind of doing a little assessment. What's going on in the lower back? What would it like to do today? So then when you're ready, move into whatever version of Camel works for you, letting your heart lift and expand, sending your breath upward, relaxing the jaw, relaxing your gaze. And on an in-breath, let's release and come on down into child pose. Oh, it feels so good. Again, wiggling your hips a little bit from side to side. Sighing out the breath. Coming into table position, we're going to be moving up to standing, so I thought we'd transition through downward facing dog. So making sure your palms are spread wide under your shoulders, toes are curled under. Activate the shoulders, engage the shoulder girdle and the core, and on an exhale, lift the hips. You may want to keep the knees soft at first. You can just pedal the feet. And then pressing both heels down, drawing your chest towards your thighs, head away from the shoulders. Nice deep breaths. And then softening the knees, allow the feet and the hands to walk together. And let's just hang down for a minute in ragdoll. You can take a hold of opposite elbows and just create a little sway from side to side. Create as much bend in the knees as you need to feel comfortable. And let's come up now, bringing the hands to the hips. And on an in-breath, hinging right up to standing. Wonderful. I'm going to separate my feet a little wider and just circle the hips. Been doing a lot of sitting at the computer lately, so this feels really good. You can always take a little 5-minute yoga break during your day if you're sitting too much. Or better yet, go out for a walk. And then bring that to stillness, coming into mountain pose. Shoulders roll up and back and down. Chin tucks slightly. Soften the knees, tuck the tailbone. Allow your eyes to close and just feel yourself standing, feet rooted in the earth. A gesture of openness. Opening your eyes if they're closed, breathing your arms up, interlacing your fingers and reaching up towards the sky. So your arms are going to frame the sides of your head just like a beautiful picture. And we're going to move through the half moon series. So take a breath in and exhale. Let's arch to the right. Extend the arms. Let the left hip move out to the side. Breathe in and lengthen. And exhale over to the left. Nice stretch in the side body. Letting the breath go in all those tight places. Inhale back to center, and now we're going to go into a back bend. So just reaching back, hips coming forward, fingertips reaching back. Think about lengthening rather than bending. Inhale up to center, and then softening the knees, hinging right at the hips. Come all the way down. And just release your hands for a minute. Give your head a shake. Re-engage your arms. Soften the knees. Let's come back up. Breathing in. Half moon to the left. And half moon to the right. Always with the breath. And back to center. And then back to your heart. And pause. So one of the postures that's most closely connected with heart opening is Yoga Mudra, also known as the symbol of yoga, because in it the heart is above the head, reminding us that this is where the wise part of us lives. And all too often we get caught up with what's going on up here. So this is a good reminder. I'm going to extend my arms and sweep my hands around the back and interlace the fingers. So I'm going to turn around so you can see the position. The palms are together, hands are drawn down towards the floor, and the shoulders are relaxed, elbows are straight. If you have trouble with that, feel free to use a yoga tie for the hand position. That's much kinder on your back. Taking a nice deep breath in, open the heart, and then relax. Breathe in, lift your head, open your heart, shoulders back, and relax. And once more, breathing in, lengthening, pressing the hands down towards the floor. And now we're going to fold forward with soft knees, just letting yourself fold forward. Hands can stay at the lower back, or they can move away from the shoulders, but make sure your palms stay together. If you have your fingers interlaced, give your head a shake and breathe. Good. And inhale. Let the strength of your arms bring you back up. Release your hands Allow them to float forward and right back to rooms. I'm going to separate my feet, comfortable distance apart. I'm set up for Konasana, the triangle. Always remembering to keep the knees soft. Right, so how far apart you separate your feet is really up to you. The suggestion is about a leg length apart, but if you need to come a little closer or a little wider apart, that's also fine. I'm going to turn my left foot out 90 degrees and my right foot in slightly. Take a minute to adjust your hips so they're facing forward. Good. Right arm lifts up and we begin to arch to the side. Again, it's the same movement that we did with the V-leg stretch. Bending directly to the side. Extending each time you breathe in. Opening the chest as you breathe out. So let's use the in-breath here to come back up to center. Dropping your right hand down. Just come into a nice little counter stretch. Release that. Turn and face the front. And just take a breath before we go to the other side. Okay, so this time the right foot turns out, left foot turns in. And it's helpful if you look down to draw an imaginary line between the heel of the right foot and the instep of the left foot. Again, adjust your hips. Reach your left arm up and begin to arch. Keep drawing the top shoulder back. Keep your breath nice and steady. How about one more breath here? Good. And then put more energy in that left arm. Bring it up. Drop it down alongside your hips. A little bit of a counter stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Turn both feet so they're facing forward. And let's just melt down. Release your head. Give it a shake. And let's come into pyramid pose. So I'm going to place my hands on the floor, and they're pretty much under my shoulders. They're a little bit forward of the feet. I'm going to leave the right hand, going to move it more to the center, and let the left arm sweep up. A couple nice breaths. And then inhale, let's release that down. Switch sides. So the left hand is going to move more to the midline as you sweep that right arm up. One more breath. And then release that hand down. Walk your hands back. Bring your hands to your hips. Soften your knees. And come on up to standing. So the other pose that we really associate with heart opening is the sky gazer. And it's a lovely pose. It's considered a devotional posture in yoga. So the first thing you want to do is choose a hand position that works for you. You can place your hands at your hips and draw the shoulders and the elbows back. So the intention is always to let the heart shine forward. So you can place them at the hips. Again, I'm going to turn around here. You can take hold of opposite elbows, which will also give you a nice extension. Or if you like, you can bring your hands to reverse prayer position. Shoulders back, elbows back. Great. So come to the back of your space. And let's take a walking step forward on the left foot. Just a small step. Take a moment to rock forward and back. Find your center, find your balance. Ground your feet, soften the knees, elbows and shoulders back, turn your gaze up. If this feels uncomfortable for your neck, by all means, just look directly ahead. Imagine that your heart is lifting like a prayer. And on an inhale, return to center. Take a walking step forward with your right foot. And again, do the little forward and back shift. Shoulders back, elbows back, and gaze turns up. Breathe deeply into the heart. Relax the belly and the jaw. Good. And inhale, bring it back. Place your feet together. Release your hands and guide them back to prayer position. And just pause. Bringing your hands to the front of your legs, let's come on down to the floor. Take a seat. And bring your feet in front of you, knees bent, hands behind you for support. And I'm just going to flip-flop the knees. Nice and easy. And then back to center. I'm going to extend both legs and get ready for a twist. So we always begin with the foundation of Dandasana, which is seated stick. So the feet are active, toes are pressed back. Find your sit bones, roll your shoulders up and back and down. Engage your core muscles. We'll start with the left leg on top. Crossing the foot over, grounding through the sole of that foot, pressing out through the heel of the other foot. Left arm lifts, and around we go to the left. Lengthening each time you breathe in, and rotating the left shoulder back each time you breathe out. Keep a nice strong press in the right heel. Keep grounding through the left foot. And we'll get ready to release here. Arm comes up and circles back. Uncross your legs. Take a breath. And we'll go to the other side. So building the foundation, starting at square one, always. Heels pressed away, core engaged. This time the right leg crosses over the left. We hug it in. Right arm comes up and we twist to the right. Palm comes down close to your body, breathing in, lengthening. Breathing out and relaxing. We'll release now. In-breath comes in. And exhale back around. Great. And lower that down. So we're going to finish up with another wonderful heart opener, which is known as bridge pose. And we'll warm up a little bit for that, and then we'll do it together. So the feet are bent, the knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, and just let yourself roll down. You could do a few whole body stretches here, reaching overhead with your arms, pressing out through your heels. And what feels really good here is to walk the feet over to the left And let the arms move to the left as well. So you got a nice curve in the side body. Walk that back through center and move over to the other side. So the feet walk over to the right, the arms reach over to the right. The whole side body in a nice stretch. Great, and then walk it back to center. So let's get ready for bridge pose. Allow your knees to bend, and you want to make sure that the hips, the feet are close to the hips and the thighs stay in position, that they don't splay out as you start lifting. Hands alongside your body to begin. So let's just warm up a little bit, just pressing into the feet, pressing into the shoulders, lifting up and then rolling down, just with your breath. So the inhale creates the lift, and the exhale lowers down. So just noticing what's going on with the back, with the hips. Just warm up a few more times. And then when you feel ready, begin to move into your deepest expression of bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. So the hands can stay alongside your body, or if you like, walk your shoulders together behind your back, press down into your forearms. Keep the thighs parallel. Keep pressing into your feet. Imagine that your heart is lifting. Breathing fully, belly, chest, and shoulders. Exhaling, shoulders, chest, and belly. You might be able to lift a little higher as you're holding, whatever is appropriate. And we'll begin to release now. So if your hands are behind your back, place them alongside the body and dropping the spine down like links of a chain, one at a time. And then when they've landed all the way, bend your knees, hug them into your chest. Good. And just roll from side to side. You could do some circles with the knees. And again, pull the knees in one more time. And allow yourself to choose a position that works for you for Savasana. You might want to lie on your back, on your tummy, on your side, whatever's most comfortable. Hands can rest alongside your body or on your belly or even at your heart center. Allow your shoulders to relax and your belly to sink down. I'm just going to guide you just a little bit into Savasana, but I hope you're relaxed. Each time you breathe in, imagine that you're drawing in energy, light, and healing. And each time you breathe out, letting go of any remaining tension or tightness, anything that's negative or no longer serves you. And then drawing your attention to your heart center. In yoga, we call it Anahata chakra. which means two things striking. And it's about our connection with ourselves and with the world around us. It's also the center of healing and joy and compassion. You can visualize this chakra as a beautiful emerald green light filling your chest. And let the light extend outward in many different directions, particularly to any part of your body that might feel the need for a little extra TLC. Sending peace and healing, joy and compassion. So feel free to remain in Savasana as long as you like. I thank you for joining me for this practice. Namaste. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within you. Namaste safe. Namaste healthy. Namaste peaceful.